Okay, we're gonna use chalk pastels today. So they're kind of dusty. They're just like chalk, almost like sidewalk chalk, but these are made for drawing on paper. They're a little bit smaller. So we're gonna have our drawing paper, which is actually brown or colored paper, and then you're gonna use just a scrap piece of paper. And then we'll also have some wet paper towel at our spots to help clean up your hands because this gets pretty messy. So we're going to draw two people or more that have a special relationship. So a parent and a child, or a grandparent and a child. It could be best friends or cousins. It's two people or more that you feel like have a very close, special, loving relationship. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my mom and my son. So it'd be him and his grandma. And I want you to think about what skin color you want to use. So there's different types of skin colors, and it's whichever you feel like is going to work. And you can even pick more than one, because sometimes you can blend them and make really pretty skin colors. So the reason why we have the scrap paper is that our chalk pastels in the buckets can get pretty messy, and sometimes it's hard to see what color you actually have. So you can just take a scrap piece and you can rub your oil pastel on it and kind of clean it that way. Get the gunk off of it. So I've kind of got this pink, I've got this darker brown, I've got this lighter skin color. I think this one is this one and this one. Oh, they're a little different. And there's this one. So we're gonna start by drawing the head of our people. So you don't even need to use pencil, you can just use the chalk pastel. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw a oval or a circle for grandma's head, and then I'm gonna draw an oval or circle for my son's head. And he's only 2 years old, so his head's gonna be a little bit smaller. So I drew a smaller head for my son. And then we have to draw necks, right? Because our heads can turn, they're on little necks. And then we have shoulders. So our shoulders kind of go out and down, out and down, out and down, out and down. So now is where you start to put on some colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and, she's gonna have a shirt on, and so is my son. So I'll draw a little line for their shirts. Here's her arm, here's my son's arms. And I'm gonna just start to color in their skin. And I'm using the side of my chalk. And the cool thing about chalk is that, see how it looks kind of like a bumpy texture? I can take my finger and start to just smooth it out. And our fingers are gonna get pretty messy today. That's okay, it's part of using chalk. Okay, so I smoothed out their skin color. But if I wanted to say, I don't really like that skin color. I feel like grandma has a little bit of a darker skin color. I can take a darker pastel and I can go right over it. And I can just do one side even. And then it makes it look like she's kind of lit. There's just a little bit of light on the one side of her. All right, and then maybe my son, I give him a little bit of a pinker skin color. Looks lovely. Okay, so now we need to do hair, and grandma has dark hair. So I'm gonna use a black charcoal or black chalk, and her hair is kind of curly and it comes down in front of her head a little bit. So I'm gonna draw some wavy lines. But your person's hair might be different, or maybe your person doesn't have hair. And I'm gonna color it in. And smooth it out. And my son doesn't have hardly any hair, and the hair that he does have is like yellowy. So I'm gonna clean off this yellow on my scrap paper real quick. And I'm gonna give him some yellow hair. Now let's do their eyes and nose and mouth. So eyes You can do footballs, a bump up, bump down, bump up, bump down. And then you can do like kind of a letter J for their nose and their mouth. And here I have a white pastel I gotta clean a little bit. This one has a lot of green on it for some reason. Okay. And then we're gonna color in her eyes, white. That looks creepy right now, so we have to add the middle of her eye. Here we go. And then we'll do my son's eyes now. Now I'm just gonna show you a different way. You could start with white and do ovals or circles, and then take your black and go around it, and then make the eyes. There we go. Now let's do their outfits. Grandma's gonna wear purple. And my son is going to wear, what do you think? Blue. Blue looks good. Actually, my son has blue eyes, so maybe I'll take my blue and I'm gonna go around his eye and give him blue eyes. Good. Now your hands are gonna look something like this. They're gonna look pretty messy. And that's why we have this wet paper towel, because oh my goodness, if we're all at the sink, it's gonna take us forever. So you can hopefully wipe up your hands pretty good with this wet paper towel after you're done. But we're not done yet. So we need to do our background. So what we're gonna do is just pick some colors that we wanna do for our background. You can do one color or you can do many colors. And you can start to mix them. So here, we'll just do this pink here. And if they're similar colors, they'll blend a little bit better. So, I mean, like if you pick only warm colors, so that'd be colors that you would see like in a fire, so yellow, red, and orange, they'll tend to blend better than if they're opposite colors. So I'm gonna do warm colors for my background, but you could do cool colors. Ooh, those are fun together. And you can blend them too if you want. Now when I'm blending, I'm not blending over the whole thing, right? Because if I blend it over the whole thing, I'm gonna smear her face, I'm gonna smear my son's face. So I'm only blending the area that I'm coloring right now. Or else I'm gonna make my whole piece look like a big foggy mist. Going around her head carefully, coloring in. Okay, when you are done with your drawing, we're gonna put them in the drying rack. And I know they're not wet, but we don't want them to smear on accident. So we're gonna put them in the drying rack, and then I will take care of them so that they don't smear so badly. And then you can use your paper towel to help wipe up your hands, and we can take some turns at the sink if you need it. One more thing before we get started is that as you're drawing with the chalk, you might notice there gets some dust on it. Please do not blow it across your table. It's gonna make a big mess that way. So just, if you need to get the chalk dust off, you can pick up your paper and go like that and just sort of tap it on the table. But please do not blow it across the table. Thank you.